Hello, I'm Keith Melton. This is my wife, Karen, and we'd like to welcome you to our home in Boca Raton, Florida. It's a fairly large property. We have 7 or 8 bedrooms, in total more than 12,000 square feet of space. We're standing here in what we call the stainless room. Karen and I, we love single-purpose spaces where you have a theme and you hold that theme consistently within the space. This is a multi-purpose room. It combines a sitting area, large screen television, a bar, a pool table, lots of comfortable seating. This may have gone a little extreme, but for us it works very, very nicely and our guests enjoy it. The original design concept was the nose cone of a Zeppelin, where we loved the articulation of the structure in steel. One of my passions is writing. I've written a number of books on the topic of espionage. I'm a founding member of the board of directors of the International Spy Museum, which is the country and the world's largest public spy museum. And we've just donated our entire collection to the museum. It's going to be phased over a number of years, the gifts, but we're in the process of building a new purpose-built museum that'll open in the summer of next year in Washington, D.C., and we're very excited about it. It's an amazing project. We've always been inspired by movie sets. A well-done movie set has to convey the period, the theme, when you glance at it. One of the movies we liked was Sky Captain in the World of Tomorrow. It had the most incredible stainless steel sets that we had ever seen, and certainly was an inspiration for this room.
What I love about this space is when I met you, this was such a part of his personality, a part of who he was. So it's interesting to see him take part of who he was and make it into this space. All
of the beams, all of the metal work was done by artisans. It's not a fast-paced thing to have accomplished. It took craftsmen almost 3 years to hand-fit pieces of stainless for all of the room. There are around 4,000 pieces of individual stainless that go around the wall. In fact, if you look, each of these stainless plates are almost like a scale. They overlap and they hold a single line. The tolerance to mount these was less than 1/10 of a millimeter. Because if you don't, by the time you follow the line around the room, you'd lose the line. Very happy with how it turned out. So everything you see here stainless is functional. It doesn't just look good, it has to be part of the organic structure of the building and the room. Furniture was originally taken, the design from Walt Disney's furniture in his office in Los Angeles in 1942. We designed and built the end tables. You'll see that same fluid flow in the design of the metal that runs through all of the furniture. The chair here actually found in a wrecked helicopter from the Vietnam era and repurposed it. The horn is actually a foghorn from a Japanese freighter in the 1950s. It is so loud, it could be heard from 2 to 3 miles away. What looks to be weapons, these are actually 1930s theater lights. And we have a forced perspective nose that, nice television we enjoy watching. We had a great deal of challenge to find the appropriate pool table. And this is a Brunswick Centennial table that was done in 1947. If you can notice the classic lines, you'll probably see they're reminiscent of Raymond Loewy, who designed later the Greyhound buses. This is the only of his tables ever produced in ebony. And happily we found it at one of our favorite resources, which is Off the Wall Antiques in Los Angeles. And they also took 3 surgeons' operating room lights, and we designed the lighting fixture for it. So it worked well. One of the items that that gets a lot of attention are the chairs. And these were originally navigators' chairs for US Navy patrol aircraft. And we simply stripped off the painting, and they have their steel structure, and they're very organic and very functional. So we love it. People are often fascinated with the aircraft model. And this is a beautiful example of a constellation of TWA. And originally this was outside of Howard Hughes' office. And it's often considered one of the most beautiful planes ever designed, built first in the late 1940s, but the design preceded World War II and was simply a carryover. The globe is a design point. It was actually in World War II a pilot's training globe, where they would look at mapping flights. We polished it. Gets a lot of attention, but it's just a center point of the room. When people visit us, we get everything from "I can't believe it" to "wow." But one of the most insightful comments, I thought, was one of my classmates from the Naval Academy and his wife were visiting, and we were taking a tour of the house, and I was following them as they went upstairs, and I heard the wife say something to her husband, and she pulled his arm and said, "See, this is why you need a woman to say no to these things." So it's not everyone's taste, but it certainly works very nicely for us.